Yom u'shloshes yomim teisha b'demei Torah. For 33 days, Teisha, she's in the state of Torah, of purity. The blood, although she's menstruating, the blood, the menstrual blood, although it's as a result of the birth, it's Torah. It's blood of purity. B'chol HaKodesh. Nevertheless, Chol Kodesh Lusigo, she's not permitted to touch anything which has a sanctified status, otherwise she contaminates it. Vel Hamikdash Lusovo, she's not permitted to go into the Beis Hamikdash ad Melosimei Torah until the days of Torah over, meaning it's 40 days, 7 days, the original 7 days, and additional 33 days. It's interesting. There's a machlokas in the Gemara in Nida. I mean, if menstrual blood normally contaminates, why during this period of time, if it's the same blood, why isn't she contaminated? So there's an argument in the Gemara. The blood that she bleeds, is it coming from the same source? Or is it coming from another source? It's machlokas Rav and Levi. One says shtei mayonos. It's two different sources. Therefore, this blood doesn't contaminate. The other one says mayin echad. There's gzeres hakosuv, that if the uterus gives the blood, bleeds as a result of birth, it doesn't contaminate. Although it's the same uterine blood, it doesn't make a difference. And that's where the Gemara concludes that it's mayin echad, that although it has its one source, it's gzeres hakosuv, it's what? It's made Torah. So there's a famous medrash. The medrash says that there's certain mitzvahs which the world comes, the nations of the world, and they ridicule us. What are the mitzvahs? Dam nida, kilayim betzitzis, paraduma. Paraduma is the ultimate ridicule, and eshesach, that a sister-in-law is considered incestuous relation. They say it doesn't make any sense. Now, why doesn't it make sense? Because every one of these, it's not because a chok, we don't understand what a chok is. There are many things we don't understand. But it's because they're contradictory laws. Why? Because if, in fact, the combination of wool and linen is not permitted, so why, if you have a linen garment, why are you permitted to put woolen tzitzis on this? If it's four-cornered garment, you're permitted to put woolen tzitzis. You're obligated to put woolen tzitzis on its corners. You're creating a combination of wool and linen. If inherently wool and linen is detrimental to one's spirituality, so why within the context of tzitzis is it permitted? It's a combination of wool and linen. That's one thing. That's where they ridicule us. Doesn't make any sense. The world, the nations of the world, and also Satan, as they say, you have mind games. There's something plays with our mind. What about if Eshesach is in a incestuous relationship? It's not permitted if there's a child born, conceived, it's a mamzer. So why, if the brother dies childless, why does his wife's permitted to the surviving brother, and the child's a kosher child? If in fact that union represents something which is innately evil, and the antithesis of spirituality, why is it permitted? If a nida, it generates a level of contamination that carries the liability of kores, so why, and it comes from the same source, so why during the 33-day period after a woman gives birth, after the 7-day period passes, why is it permitted? So it's every one of the situations, paraduma, v'taras ha'torim, tameim, tamayas ha'torim, it removes the most extreme level of contamination, tumas mes, and yet it contaminates the person who's Torah. Doesn't make any sense. It's all contradictory. But of course, let's say something dietary law, it's not permitted. Hashem didn't tell us the reason. Doesn't make any sense. But here, within our rationale, it's contradictory. Understand? That's why the Satan and the world, nation of the world, they ridicule these areas. No, there's no answer. So you know what the answer is? It says, Hashem says, that's what I said. Finished. It's beyond your scope. It's beyond your grasp. There is an understanding, but it's beyond our capacity to be able to fathom what the understanding is. Except for Paraduma. We don't. I mean, it says Moshe Rabbeinu understood everything, because Hashem revealed everything to Moshe. Okay? We'll say Rashi now. Teishev. Ain sheishev, ain loshin yeshiva. Doesn't mean she sits the 33 days. It means she's in a state. Elo loshin akeva come over teishu b'kodesh. V'yeshe be'eloni mamre. She's in a state of what? Of Tara. B'nei Torah. Alpi sheroa dam. Although she sees blood, she's menstruating. She's Torah. But again, today everything is not permitted, right? Rabbinically, it's not permitted. B'nei Torah lo mapikei l'shem dover. Yemei Torah. Okay. Lo siga asor lo ochel. Lo siga means that's a prohibition. She's not permitted to eat something that's consecrated. Even truma. Let's say she's the wife of a kohen. Shnui beivamos. Chol kodesh l'rabbis is a truma. It says b'chol kodesh lo siga. Even the truma. Lefisha zu tulas yom oruch shetovlo l'sof shivo. Now, what's the halacha? A person comes in contact with a rodent. So Howard's my posing. So what's the status of the person? With a dead rodent, not a live one. It's contaminated. You got it in the mikveh. Is the kohen permitted to eat truma? No. Right? He has to wait till nightfall. Only then. So same thing here. Although she goes to the mikveh after 7 days, but factually, until the 40-day period is over, it's like the 40-day period is the equivalent of nightfall. No. She'll contaminate it. What's that? Vein shimsha marv l'tara chkiyas chamu. What's the halacha? Let's talk about a regular tful yom. A regular tful yom, is he permitted to take challah? No, says she's a tful yom.
What about Rabbi Kiva has an opinion that even though she's tamei, she has no other way of becoming tocha.
Yeah, and what's going to be?
She'll take it in a tamei. They argue. Should they do small batches so she wouldn't be chayav, or is it better to do one big batch?
So what does he say? He says.
Make one big batch. That portion of challah will be tamei.
But she's contaminating. But how you permitted to metame? You're not permitted to metame challah. Okay, so you have to understand it. Shemocha tobias kaporas tarosa. Okay. Because she brings a korban on the 41st day, right? That's when she brings the korban.
Well, for the Kohen to be Tomei, he has to do two things.
Tomei or Tor?
Tor. He has to do two things, the mikvah
And time.
the night.
He has to wait time period, correct. So over here, it says, even though she goes to the mikvah, she's permitted to the husband, but anything that has to do with a consecrated area, she's off limits. So over here,
She's permitted to her husband
after 7 days, although she's still menstruating. Okay? Okay. Second. That's for a male. For a girl, we'll see. Vim the keva late. She gives birth to a female, to a girl. V'tomish vuayim k'meini doso. She's contaminated for 2 weeks. V'shishim yom v'sheshes yomim teishav al dmei Torah. And she has 6, whatever, just this contamination is double. So the days of purity, it's also double, 66 days. Can't you go to the bris?
the sanctuary is the shul.
So need is permitted in the shul. Need is permitted to come to shul. It's not a Beis Hamikdash. It's interesting, though. There are different, when they have a Chevra Kadisha, they prepare the body for burial. So many of the customs are based on Kabbalah. So Kabbalistic things that they do, the way they interact. So there's a custom, and some, especially if there's no shortage of people, a women's Chevra Kadisha, that as long as a woman is in childbearing age, she doesn't join the Chevra Kadisha. Why? Because firstly, a woman doesn't know when she's pregnant, because it's not really in the best interest of the fetus. She exposes herself to that level of contamination. Women pregnant, they don't go to cemeteries. Also, They're different customs. I'm just saying. So if there are enough people they could get who are not of childbearing age, they prefer not to use those women.
And if not,
They have no choice. Okay, we're talking about the person has to be prepared for burial, the woman, so what are you supposed to do? So they do, but I'm saying if they can, but community like New York City, it's not a problem. There are enough people who are beyond childbearing age that, or let's say a woman just gave birth. She gave birth, she's not expecting. There's not even a question she's not expecting. Or whatever it is. But there's a whole discussion about a woman kissing the Sefer Torah. If a woman's a nida, is it appropriate for her to touch a Sefer Torah? Right? It's not appropriate. It's cited in the commentators on Shulchan Aruch. Even it's a cover. I mean, the cover has the same status as the Sefer Torah. You know that. What happens if the cover becomes worn? It has to be buried. It has to be like the Sefer Torah has to be buried. Same status. That's because it's a respect. It's a disrespect. Still, it's not. Woman coming in contact. Woman who's in a state of nida, coming in contact with a state. It's not respectful. It's a question of respect.
how the commentators explain that it takes double for a woman.
So the Seforno says because it has to do with. It's part of recovery that for a girl it takes longer for a woman to recover, and that recovery period causes the contamination. Take a look at the Seforno.
And why does it take longer?
It's just a reality. Just a reality. Yeah. With that kind of person, either you get it or you don't get it. You understand?
But is the issue about women being a nida? Is that the issue?
That's the main issue. That is the main issue. But in addition, it's not. What relevance does a woman have to a Sefer Torah? You know what I mean? What do you mean what? They want. The woman wants to sit in the main sanctuary. She wants to go to the Yamud. She wants. Therefore what? No, Judaism is not what you want. It's what God says. But it's the difference between Judaism and any other religion. Judaism is God's religion. God says this is what I want. Other religions, this is what we want. Lahavdu. Now, the woman wants an aliyah. I'm insulted. Okay, insulted. What could I do? Go find yourself another religion. You're insulted. That's the religion. Like I always say, women, they want to be counted a minion. What are we less? Now, what's the basis why a woman's not qualified to be can't be counted in a minion? It's a Gzeres HaKosov. It's a Torah law. So if it's a Torah law, it's not a rabbinic law. It's a Torah. It's based. Well, it's a rabbinic interpretation. It's the rabbis. But it's the rabbis. The rabbis, no. It's halacha mishmei Sinai. Every interpretation of Torah was given at Sinai. We only locate the source in the text. Because throughout Shas, anytime you learn anything, it says, a woman is married one of three ways. Now the Gemara goes and tries to find the psukim. Where do we see it in the text? But every law that we have is Mesorah. Moshe Kibbutz B'Sin Mesorah Yeshua. Finished. Luz Kanim. Everything is Mesorah. A woman cannot be counted. That's Mesorah. Woman has a problem, it's considered heresy. If a person questions why not, it's heretical. That's heresy, if you can't accept that.
But a woman would say that the Torah, my life as a woman is based on the Torah.
So you have enough Torah. You have enough Torah. You have enough Torah.
Why can't I dance with that Torah?
No, it's not a Torah violation. There's certain things either it's appropriate or not appropriate. A kid walks into a restaurant, a teenager, without shoes and socks. The price, it's just not, based on the client, it's not appropriate. What isn't appropriate? Understand? Either you get it or you don't get it. That's it. It's not appropriate for a woman to hold a Sefer Torah. We're not talking about transporting a Sefer Torah. You want to send a Torah to Israel, you ask a woman to take it for you. That's okay. That's a different story. God forbid there's a fire and the Sefer Torah have to be taken out of the shul, the women have to take the Sefer. There's not a question. It's not a question of appropriateness there. But
Why
but
transporting it?
rejoicing with it and being involved with it, it's not appropriate.
Why transporting it to Israel?
It's like I said, either you get it or you don't get it. Okay, let's get to the morale. We have to